There is a old saying that the grass is always greener on the other side. But in China's case, you have to paint the grass green. A very warm welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Uyghurs in the province of China, or the supposed province of China of Xinjiang, in the places like Urumqi and also Kashgar. Now, the Western media for a very long time has been accusing China of many horrible things, including genocide, forced labor, etc., in these so-called re-education camps. And China has always been denying these facts. There have been reporters who've been to these places, like from The Guardian, The Telegraph, The Times, CNN, etc., and got very close to these re-education camps, but these were organized visits and they would say everything is fine. Of course it is. So what is the truth? Who is lying and who is telling the honest? Well, let's go first to a Western report on the situation in Xinjiang in northwest China.
Week in China revealed the fate of thousands of people whose disappearance have been caused by the Chinese regime and who have been intensely sought by their relatives. These are those imprisoned in forced labor camps in the Xinjiang region. According to a CNN report, this data, which was kept hidden by the Chinese regime, was hacked by an anonymous person and is a set of documents known as Xinjiang police files. These files uncovered data on approximately 830,000 people whose whereabouts remained unknown, concentrated in 11,477 documents and containing thousands of photographs. The CNN report said that the leaked information was collected by Adrian Zenz, a senior fellow and director of China Studies at the Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation, a U.S.-based NGO. Following the leak, Zenz and his team spent months developing a search tool so that relatives of the missing Xinjiang people, mostly ethnic Uyghurs, have concrete information about their relatives after years of separation and silence. The all-important data search tool has so far reached approximately 5 million entries. This is a massive step towards revealing the criminality of the Chinese regime, not only against the Uyghur ethnic group, but also against other minorities persecuted for their beliefs, such as the practitioners of the Buddhist school Falun Dafa or Tibetans, also locked up in what the Chinese Communist Party calls re-education camps. Adrian Zenz reported on February 9th that, in one of the leaked documents, Tuniyaz, the chairman of the Xinjiang Autonomous Region, in a speech in 2018, instructed officials to ensure measures that would prevent people from escaping political education camps and police detention centers in the Uyghur region. As for its part, the regime, through the state-run propaganda outlet, the Global Times, attempted to smear Zenz by describing him as a rumor monger and called his analysis of the files disinformation. However, he has never denied the legitimacy of the files. You can draw your own conclusions. Abuses against Uyghurs and other minorities that have been documented, for example, by Human Rights Watch, include arbitrary mass arrests, enforced disappearances, cultural and religious persecution, forced labor, forced sterilization, and physical abuse of all kinds. Also in August 2022, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights concluded that abuses in Xinjiang may constitute crimes against humanity. What is certain is that, for the first time, exiled Uyghurs could see official Chinese documents about the fate of their relatives, and sadly, many confirmed their worst fears.
And China's response to these allegations can be like this. So the big question, who is telling the truth and who is telling a porky pie? Here is another report from Western media. And the Chinese state media would do a rebuttal with everything is happy at home in the province of Xinjiang. This is what Xinjiang used to look like before it became a hot topic in media and life. Will we ever know the truth, like Area 51 in the United States of America? I would say no. Will we ever know the truth, like the origin, the 100% truth of the origin of COVID-19? Was it from Wuhan or another place? It will never be revealed. Are these things happening in Xinjiang in China? Possibly we will never know, because we will never be able to get close enough to the real truth by a explorer, a journalist who managed to go undercover and gets there eventually, is possibly the only way. So, my point of view, I believe the netizens of the world, when they are there, they are the actual people, the Uyghurs, and they have cousins, relatives, and they actually have the evidence there of their experience, rather than some shill in China who would go to Xinjiang with the security forces and the bodyguards, etc., just saying there's no genocide here at all. Meanwhile, in the rest of China, what is happening here is that the Chinese government is naming and shaming people on a big electronic billboard because they have a low credit score, according to themselves. A couple of years ago, dictator Xi Jinping said there is no absolute poverty in China. And so often we do capture these videos that there is poverty, absolute poverty in China, and they just look away and turn and close their eyes. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this video enlightened you and to open your mind into different points of view. Again, I believe the real people, that's where you get the real news, not manipulated in any way, shape or form from the Chinese state media, or you could say the Western media. Remember, the grass is always greener on the other side. China's grass has to be painted. Thank you.